Okay, then now let's talk about ghosting. You did your follow-up, the meeting went great, and then there was complete silence. So look, ghosting happens everywhere. Western buyers do it, Asian buyers do it too. But in Asia, though, that silence have a different meaning entirely. So it's not about disinterest. It's that in a lot of these Asian organizations, saying no can feel dangerous, not for you, but for them. Because when someone gives a very clear rejection, now they're taking on a position, and in a hierarchy-driven system, this is risky. So what do? They take cover in silence. So let's unpack that for a bit, okay? So in the Western systems, being clear is often, or all the time, rather respected. But in Asian system, though, being too decisive, especially too soon, can backfire. When you say yes, and then the deal fails, you wear the blame. But if you say no, and then the boss later wants it, you get blamed for being the one that kills that opportunity. So instead of choosing the wrong, they disappear, not to disrespect, but to protect themselves. And that's why silence in these situations isn't random. It's a calculated pause, a way to stay safe when the system punishes uncertainty. And this is where a lot of sellers get it wrong. They take ghosting very personally. They assume that it is about the product or the pitch or them. But in those high context cultures, ghosting is often structural. And it's what happens when decisions are political, when feedback is risky, and when saying no is going to drag someone into blame. So if you're thinking, why won't they just tell me? That's why. They can't, because it's not safe. So what do we do? How do we maneuver through this? Not with aggressive follow-up. We got to start shifting our mindset. There's a few things we got to ask ourselves how to approach a situation like this. Are they asking to avoid being the one who kills this? Or are they caught in a hierarchy where they cannot speak freely or move freely? Or did I make it impossible for them to retreat without embarrassment? Now, this isn't about the technique. It's about reading the environment and adjusting how we show up. A lot of times that I've noticed in my all 26 years, most sellers chase foreclosure, but what you need is to protect the continuity, the relationship, and the long-term access, as well as that trust. So if you press them for an answer, they'll choose silence. But if you give them the space, they may come back later when it's safer to move. And that's how deals survive in a system that punishes premature clarity. Now, this is where discipline matters. Let go of the needing a neat ending. Don't chase to fix your own discomfort. Step back a little with respect. Now, you leave that door unlocked, though, without making them explain why that was closed. So because of these systems, a graceful exit is always remembered. So it makes it re-entry easier down the line. So yeah, ghosting looks the same everywhere. But in Asia, though, it has a slight different weight. And it's not always about rejection. It's about self-preservation. It's about protection. Sometimes it also is a lot of hesitation wrapped in politics. Sometimes it's just a matter of fear of being wrong out loud. And when you understand that, you stop chasing that approval and start navigating your emotional intelligence. Now, if this episode shifted how you see ghosting, episode 4 is going to hit even deeper. What happens when your internal champion goes quiet, not because they changed their mind, but because someone above them just made it risky to keep pushing. So subscribe and leave a comment if you leave this, and I'll see you in the next one.